talking to them?
Incidentally, it's Bunge's role is clearly, stipulated in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, and Bunge has it's supposed to deal with matters of concern to the people. So any issue of concern, like the people being killed in Kitui County, that's a matter that Parliament can deal with. When it comes to the agenda for development, it's very clear that's actually just the job of the executive. And I think one of the biggest problems we have faced as a country is that members of Parliament are elected and they think their work is to provide roads and to provide water and electricity. That's not their role. The Constitution says that a member of Parliament has three major roles. One of them is to oversight. In essence, make sure that the money that you appropriate to the executive is used properly, and these holes and gaps and misuse of that money is sorted out. So that's really one of the roles. The other one is to make laws, to legislate, and then when you're making laws, some of the bills that come to the House are actually private member bills. There's also making law by government. But then members of Parliament are supposed to interrogate any bill that is brought by the government and make sure that it basically is good for the people that elected them. And then finally, I think it's a representation of the people, and basically that means that if people have matters that concern them, your work is to make sure you speak on their behalf, because not everyone will go to Parliament, but when you speak in Parliament, you speak for the people that elected you. In fact, the National Assembly is different from the county, from the Senate, because National Assembly, when you speak for every Kenyan. A Senate, you speak for the county that has elected you. So as a member of Parliament for Kathiani, when I speak on the floor of the House, I'm actually not speaking for Kathiani only. I'm speaking for Kenyans, because it's our work to represent them. And I guess out of the Constitution, we also have this other job of making the budget, which we do in consultation and in together with the Treasury. So basically, those are the roles. But many times, you find members of Parliament completely mixed up and going to the constituencies and giving promises about roads, about electricity, about water, and that's really not their job. If members were to understand their job, then it would be fairer, because then the executive does their work and we do ours. In fact, it is easier to allow the executive to do the work which they promise when they are vying for office, so that you make sure that you check them. And I would say this: if you look at counties, county governors, they are part of executive. So when a person who's vying for governor makes promises, it is a responsibility of the county assembly members to ensure that those promises, they can hold them to account. Now, at the same time, when the president goes around making promises during campaigns, it is the responsibility of National Assembly to hold him to account. You told us that Mama Mboga will be lifted from the bottom. In fact, you told us Mama Mbogas are going to have supermarkets. So we want to know how many Mama Mbogas have got supermarkets in Kenya. That's accountability.
And I think, Mheshimiwa, it's very interesting that you bring that up, because you look at the roles, as